lives would transform overnight if they realized my life sucks. I have nothing going for me. Really means I have nothing to lose. And that makes you a very dangerous person. The best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is today, right now, this moment. But here's what nobody tells you about planting trees. You don't get to see the shade for years. You plant it in the cold. You plant it when your hands are dirty. You plant it when nobody's watching. And you walk away not knowing if it'll even survive the first winter. That's 20 under 6, man. That's the lock-in. See, there's only one question that matters. If not now, then when? You've been saying next year for how many years now? You've been saying when things settle down for how long? Things don't settle down. Life doesn't pause and wait for you to feel ready. The storm doesn't check your calendar before it comes. When you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery? Or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering? Because here's the truth. The bad days create the story that you're one day going to tell yourself about what you got through. You know what I mean? Without the bad days, the story would be way more lame. There would be no glory in overcoming anything. Because what did you overcome? It was all just vanilla ice cream. Mush, gray existence. 2026 is your lock-in year. Not because the calendar changed, not because some new opportunity appeared, but because you finally understand that ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Think about that friend who should leave his job, but it's just about passable. His boss isn't that much of a dick. Think about the person who stays in an apartment with some mold on the ceiling, but it's not too much mold. All of these people would be better off if their situations were worse because it would galvanize them into actually doing something. Things are good, great, no problem. Things are bad, great activation energy to go and make them good. But things are just about passable, you end up being comfortably numb. That's where most of you are right now, comfortably numb. And 2026 is the year you break that. Not with motivation. Forget motivation. Motivation is for amateurs who watch YouTube videos at 2 a.m. and feel pumped for 20 minutes. You need discipline because motivation's not there every day. Some days you got it. Some days you're like, I can't wait to get to the gym. But a lot of days, I gotta get to the gym. And then once you get going, you feel great. You feel great when it's over. But it's that beginning part that's hard because your body wants to stay comfortable. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. There was more emotion involved in it than there was mind. Every single one of them. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you get up. I was running by a graveyard one time. I was 300 pounds, just trying to become something different. And I ran by this graveyard and I looked out there. I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you in there are so upset with how you lived your life. How many of you have regret? And I'm running as a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't die like this, bro. Don't end up in there with a story of what could have been. The thing about traffic jams, guys, there are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow. In the beginning, everybody's there, all the pretenders and the contenders. But in that last yard of life, the last mile of the grind, ain't nobody but you and your shadow. Traffic jams don't exist that far because everyone else started giving up. That's what the great lock-in is about. It's about understanding that while everybody else is planning their escape, their vacation, their comfort, you're planning your invasion, your takeover, your transformation. Heroes and villains always have the same backstory, pain. The difference is what they choose to do about it. The villain says, the world hurt me, I'll hurt it back. The hero says, the world hurt me, I'm not gonna let it hurt anybody else. Heroes use pain, villains are used by it. What are you gonna do with your pain in 2026? The bottom line is no one's coming, no one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job you've always dreamed about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And I know what you're thinking, but I'm tired, but I'm busy, but I had a bad day. Listen, everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they're tired. That's when the real champion comes out. That's when that real dog comes out. You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of what other people will think of you if you fail. But if you're afraid of that, imagine what they think of you when you aren't even trying. Oh yeah, they aren't thinking about you at all. Time to become a man. Time to walk forward. Get it. Own yourself. Walk forward with more courage and start becoming the person you want to be instead of acting like it, putting it off. When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too. The walk-in. You want the results. You get the process. You want the success. You get the suffering. You want the transformation. You get the pain of breaking down who you used to be. There was a guy I knew, came up years ago, deciding if he was going to pursue this life. Someone told him one thing that changed everything. If not now, then when? So whatever you want to do, the time is now. Not January 1st, not Monday, not when you feel ready. November, December, then January, February, March, that's 6 months. You've got 6 months to lock in so completely that by the time everybody else is making their New Year's resolutions in 2026, you're already 6 months deep into becoming unrecognizable. You can do what you've been doing year after year after year, which is literally nothing, until January 1st, when you have a spurt of motivation and you decide you're going to change your entire being, and then you do it for 2 weeks and those goals are never seen or heard of again. Or you can see the opportunity in front of you right now. Think about it. You want to know something about yourself? Sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, what's one thing I'm doing wrong that I know I'm doing wrong that I could fix, that I would fix? Meditate on that. You'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one. When it feels scary to jump, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. The thing is, we're gonna die, right? Eventually, we're gonna die. But our legacy can live on. The impact can be non-perishable, forever. So what are you building right now that lasts beyond you? What are you creating that matters? You're not stressed from doing too much. You're stressed from doing too little of what you care about. If you aren't naturally tired at night and excited in the morning, then you probably haven't found something meaningful to work on. Be formless, shapeless, like water. You put water into a cup. You put water into a bottle. It becomes the bottle. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. It's you. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Adapt, transform, become whatever you need to become to survive, to thrive, to win. The man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. That man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never failed. There's no glory in that. You're one decision away from changing, literally. You are one decision away from changing your life. It's a decision away, and I hope you make that decision tonight. I hope you make that decision with what you do right now. Ask yourself this: what if something small could be something great? Most people already have a high threshold for joy. Do not make it worse by feeling shame when little things break through your defenses and make you smile. Start there, start small, build it up step by step. A habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row. The fact that it is painful is the reason that it's working. That pain you feel, that's the pain of success. You must be willing to shoulder that pain to get the success. Success is something that's a very lonely path in this world because few are willing to make that down payment of pain for that future moment of success, for that better life. Very few are. And when you get the success, what comes with that is many times a spotlight shining down on other people's missed opportunities, where they came up short, where they didn't quite have it inside and never went back to revisit it, where failure stood instead of them proving failure wrong with success. Failure is part of the recipe for success. You fail 1,000 times before you succeed. Every single person has. The losers fail once and quit. Every winner has failed. The loser and the winner both fail, just that the winner gets back up and does it again. Continuing to push through and almost seeing that level of discomfort as a signal. It's like a way marker that's been planted in the ground. Yes, more this way. Because if it was all just super easy, well, how are you going to get anything different from what everybody else has got if you do the same thing that everybody else does? And one of the best selectors for people not doing a thing is discomfort. So the route that has a lot of discomfort down it, usually on the other side of that, ends up with something which is valuable. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening, you control how you respond to it. That's where your power is. I am not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning. And I look around at this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different. I have to be something different. And I'm gonna change my life. Discipline is the most difficult thing, not only in sports, but in life. Only the disciplined ones are free. If you are undisciplined, you are a slave to your moods. You are a slave to your passions. You're smart, you're talented, you know a few things. But talent means nothing in this game if you don't make the right choice. There's plenty of talented people out there who never see the light of day anymore. Lasting takes discipline. You want my advice? Make a list of everything you want now. And then plan on spending the next 25 years of your life getting it slowly, piece by piece. Because this whole game is one big long shot. And if you don't have the discipline to stay away from the stupid moves, then my friend, I'm afraid to say one day you will go down. It's inevitable. The person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect. How on earth do you think you're going to be able to move mountains and get out of that relationship you don't like and move countries or change careers when you can't not hit snooze, even though last night you promised yourself you weren't going to hit snooze? The commitments we keep to ourselves and what we do when no one's watching, that's the most persuasive evidence that governs everything we then do every day thereafter. It's 2 a.m. right now. No one here. Mano a mano, me and you, and where we want to go tomorrow. What I love about 2 a.m. is that we're not living by the clock, man. Just because the clock says it's 10,000, time to go to sleep, or 9 to 5, time to go to work. That's, if you're in bed right now and you're rolling around, you can't fall asleep, get the up. It probably means you haven't done an honest day's work to earn that rest at night. See, I like these conditions because you can perform in these conditions and anything's easy, especially when your competition's sleeping and you're out here working. It makes your desire solidify even more. Because success doesn't know these things about cold or early or tired. It just knows if you showed up or not. The difference between someone successful and someone who's not successful is not their ability. Because this world is filled with people who've never achieved their true ability. The differential is their desire. When you get up this early, this cold, when no one else is here, and you know no one else is here, they're all holding their blanket for warmth. We're holding our dreams for what could be. We're putting the desire in right now to make sure they come to fruition. When you do that, when everyone else is sleeping, it gives you an invincible edge, man. If you're gonna try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind. Go all the way. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, of how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it despite rejection and the worst odds. And it'll be better than anything you could imagine. Everyone does a few reps when the burn starts, and they stop. No one goes the extra mile and keeps going. No one's in here right now. Why? Because it's Saturday evening. Everyone wants to party. No one's in here, just me. No one goes the extra mile. You have to go dark. And what I mean by that is you have to be quiet in your mind, get away from people. We agreed not to drink. We didn't do drugs. We didn't date. We didn't do anything. We just literally obsessed from the time we woke up to the time we went to bed. That's literally all we did. Don't half-ass it. I mean, think about it. If you're gonna do something, if you've chosen to do something, whatever it is, easy or hard if you give it your all, and you don't half-ass it, win, lose, draw, get what you want, don't get what you want, whatever the outcome is, if you don't half-ass it, at least you're not gonna have to wonder, would the outcome have been different? What if I did give it my all? And boy, wondering that is what keeps us up at night. You need to love pain. And I know no pain, no gain, all the sayings. No, this is real. You need to love pain because that's your growth signal. That's your compass pointing toward who you're supposed to become. You feel like right now you're looking around and you're lost or directionless? I would take about 15 minutes and figure out what the hell you want to do with your life. And I would start getting after it, not next week, not next month, today. This hour, this moment. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. Makes you want to throw up because you've seen people with far less talent than you. You're growing up with them, childhood buddies, whatever they didn't have what you had. Yet now they've become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out, or it's when you get fired from your 5th job and your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a day where push comes to shove, where being mediocre, being average just burns and sucks so much you can't deal with it one more day, and you get off your ass and you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out, but you've never wanted to unwrap it because there's too much pain and commitment involved. That day is today. That day is the great lock-in of 2266. That day is now. You have to let it all go. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind. In the acting world, if I go to the audition, I have a chance of getting a part. If I don't go to the audition, I'm out of the game. I know the outcome, nothing. Show up. If you get knocked on your ass, show up. At least you have a possibility. You have a chance. You have a voice of doing something with your life. You're going to die. Everyone will move on. Do what you want. It sucks to not be liked, but it sucks more to not be yourself. The underdog story is the realest story there is. Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different, you love different, and you lead different. They asked an elderly couple one day, "How have you guys been married for so long?" They said, "We come from a generation when something is broken, we don't throw it away, we fix it." And when you think about calm and happiness, it's not real calm and happiness when everything's quiet and perfect. When you can be happy in the midst of hardship, then you see the true potential of the mind. We are overcoming the suffering. We are not running away from the suffering. You are overcoming it. Go through it until you have become so strong, your body becomes so strong, your mind has become so strong that it doesn't matter afterwards anymore. You feel it, but it's not the same like you felt before. You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You'll stress to make ends meet. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard. And the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good, it means no one else will do it. More for you. The thing is, when you look back on your life, you don't remember these days. You don't remember how cold it was. You don't remember the little bit of sleep you might have missed, getting out of bed early. What you do remember is coming up second place, third place, not first place. What you remember is the regret of not going all in when you had the chance. Right now in life, your family is looking for that one person. They're looking for that one who's strong. Who's that pillar for the family in hard times? Make sure when they look around, they find you. I will never quit, because if you quit, you're done. You may still be alive, walking around on this earth, but you're done. I will never quit. I will persevere, and I will thrive on adversity. I hold myself to that standard. I will be physically harder and mentally stronger than anything that comes against me. My family, my business, my brothers, my sisters, my team. People say a loss can make or break a fighter. But trust me, a win can also make or break a fighter because they get comfortable with a win. See, I like these conditions because you can perform in these conditions and anything's easy. Everybody knows you gotta pay a price for winning, but most people aren't willing to pay it. They may pay it once, but literally you gotta pay it every single day. And the crazy part about that is the price changes daily, just like the stock market goes up and down. The price of winning changes on a daily basis, and you gotta be willing to pay that price, whatever it is on that day. If you just sacrifice this next season, these next 3, 6, 12 months of your life, bro, you could change the entire trajectory of your entire life. Stay humble, never forget where you came from. Stay hungry, keep that fire in your soul, and stay true. Always be real with yourself and the world, because the world don't need no more copies. It needs originals. And trust me, ain't nobody else that can do what you do like you do. You have to have a plan, and you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you messed up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. Because it does. That's the difference between a hero and a coward. There ain't no difference inside. They're both exactly alike. Both scared of dying or getting hurt. But it's what the hero does that makes him a hero. What the other guy doesn't do makes him a coward. Take yourself out of your comfort zone. Do not live in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. Remember that. Nothing. The more comfortable you are, the more you're probably not growing. This is the great lock-in. This is 2026. This is your year. Not because the calendar says so, but because you decided. You decided that ease is more dangerous than hardship. You decided that comfort is the enemy. You decided that the storm is necessary. You decided that the pain creates the story. Learn to say no to the world every once in a while. You have every right to just stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out. Stop it and just do it. The great lock-in starts now.